one book for July. Actually, no, I'll start with pen. Here's my pen. It's a 4-color Coletto Me. I don't know if you can see it right there. There it is. I went with green, purple, pink, and navy blue. I'm going to do my best, you guys. Usually I use 8 colors to color code. So we're going to do my best. I want to say that I remember we get one highlighter as well. So I chose my gray mild liner. 2 tips on it, a broad one and a narrow one. The gray, I love the gray one. It sounds kind of counterintuitive for a highlighter, but it's beautiful on the paper. So there are my 2 pens. And then here's my one book. Let me show you what I did in here. Now, because it is summer break, I'm able to get in a little more reading. Like I showed you guys in the last video of this little book. This is just a Moleskine that I keep notes about what I'm reading for me, like my stuff. So that's what's in here, because I'll put it down, you know, if I put a book down, if it's really crazy busy, I may not get a chance to read for like a week, and then I'll pick it back up, and I have to go back and skim and remember where I was. So this is nice because I have notes. I can just look back through them really fast, and it just saves me a little bit of time. The second notebook is going to be, this is one of the inserts that Jennifer sent in this little beauty. This one is just going to be notes and journaling. So this is all the stuff I need to remember for the One Book July 2014 challenge. And I showed you guys this the other day. Some journaling I had already done in it earlier in the week or end of last week. And then some pictures that I had cut out from some magazines that I thought were pretty. And like I said before, I'm not a magazine person. I don't know what possessed me. That's what happens when Mike goes on the road with the hockey team. It's a magazine I've had sitting around here since like February or March. And then here is the brains of it. I will show you this last, actually. This little awesome thing that I got a little bit of glue on is a credit card holder. I'm going to be carrying this for everything. Usually my everyday carry is my regular size Midori. So this is going to be my wallet as well. So I needed some place to put my cards, and Ray Blake, who we all know and love, of my Life All in One Place.com, has instructions to make a card holder for like a field note size or a passport size. Very clear instructions. I just used a piece of cardstock that I had, and look, it turned out great. So I've got room for 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, pocket here, and 2 pockets on the inside. So I've got scratch paper, I've got extra post-it notes, I've got all my cards, I've got some business cards and paper clips. Perfect. Thank you so much, Ray. This is going to be my planner, you guys. I'll just pause a moment so you can all have a little laugh at my expense. Go ahead, giggle, giggle. Here's what I did. I took grid paper out of the back of a really old journal that I've had forever. I want to say it was a Miguel Ruiz journal from Barnes & Noble. It's the same one that MissVickybee uses for her Faux-Benici, and that Romani also uses for her Faux-Benici. I love this grid paper. The grid print is just the right size. The squares are just the right size, to me at least. I really like the paper itself. I have a ton of these things from when I worked at the bookstore, and this particular one I had for years. I've kept it. It's maybe 3/4 of the way full of just stuff. I've probably had it for 7 or 8 years at this point. I'm kind of guessing. And so the binding on it was because it has been packed and moved more than once, and the binding toward the back was starting to loosen a little bit. Like if you pulled the back cover away from it back in here, it was coming away from the spine a bit where it's glued. So that's perfect. In the interests of using what I have on hand and MacGyvering, which we all love to do, I just took sheets out of the back of that to make a booklet. I cut them down to size, and this is all just held together with a band. This is just a goodie ponytail holder that I got at Target. I got like 20 of them for, I don't know, less than $2. So it is just held together with that so that if I need to add pages during the month, since this is my only book, I can do that. And what I am going to do is I think I'm going to go bullet journal style. I did try that for a little while over the winter, kind of on the side, along with my general planner. I was just curious to see how it would work. and pieces of it worked for me really well. Now, the reason I'm hoping it'll work better for this One Book July 2014 challenge is that I do not have multiple school schedules to work around right now because it's summer break here. So generally I'm working around 6 kids being in 4 different schools and all of their different extra activities and things like book fairs and fun fairs and parent-teacher conferences and band concerts and all of that from 4 different schools. So I don't have any of that going on right now. The other reason I think this might work okay, especially for July, is like I said before, I started taking classes again, and because of that I've cut back on some work stuff. So I don't have quite as much work stuff to keep track of. The only thing I am going to keep outside of this, as I've told many of you guys on Facebook, do not disrupt your work schedule, something like a spiritual journal. Don't disrupt that to do this. That would be completely counterproductive, and that's the last thing we want. It's just to kind of see if you can really go minimal, and to me, it's an opportunity for me to kind of clear my brain a bit. So things like where I log my work for tech markup work, I'm not going to move that because I don't want to screw up my billing, my invoices. So that I'm going to leave where it is. That is in my regular size Midori. And then my notes for classes. I have 3 different notebooks, for different classes going with notes, and that stuff I'm going to need to reference. And if I go and disrupt that now, I know I'm going to kick myself down the road because I won't be able to find things when I need them. So all of the planning is going in here. Yes, I laugh at myself every time I say that. So here's what I did. The facing pages, this is empty right now just because we have a couple of the boys starting driving classes in a couple weeks here, so I needed to keep it held on those Post-its. This will be my index. I don't know for only 1 month if I'm really going to need this much, but I like having the full facing page for one thing, so that's what that's for. And then I sketched in a July calendar. Let me get that out of the way. I sketched in a July calendar. Everything that I know of right now going on for the month, I penciled in here. I was thinking at the time my one pen was going to be my 5-color Uniball Style Fit. So very late last night at like 2 o'clock in the morning when I was doing this, that has 4 colors of ink and a pencil in it. So I penciled in bills and like Dakota's work schedule when I need to drop them off and pick them up, times that some of the boys are going to be gone, stuff like my mom's birthday, my brother's birthday. I put it all in pencil because stuff like his work schedule can change and I didn't want to have to cross stuff out. I can white it out, but I'm one of those people. I'll white it out, but then it'll bother me that I white it out over the grid lines. It's so silly. So after doing all of this with that pen, I realized that if that is the only pen I'm going to use all month, I'm going to be miserable because that pen is slightly chunkier in my hand than I like. I love that it has 4 colors of ink and pencil lead, but I don't think I'm going to be comfortable using it all month. I do think I will end up with a very sore hand. So I went to this instead. I know I love this pen. I love, love, love. This is probably my favorite Coletto that I have. I have a gray one just like this. Love these pens. The grip is just right. The radius of the barrel size is just right in my hand. So I did switch pens last night, but it's not July 1st yet. Well, early this morning I switched pens, but I thought that was okay because it's not July 1st yet. And so from here on out, stuff in the calendar is going to have to be in pen because there is no pencil lead in this one. You can get them for it. I just didn't get one. So that is my monthly setup. All of the bills are over here, so those bills are due this week, those bills are due this week. And then all the other stuff that's going on right now that I know of. And then here is my task list for the month. These are things that I know right now that I need to do during the month. So the purple stuff is stuff that involves other people. The pink stuff is just my stuff. I forgot, like the meter reading, I usually do the meter reading through the app on the phone for the electric bill. I forgot that I had switched these out so I could have a green because green is usually bills and money and whatnot. I will probably go back over here and do the bills I listed there in green. So I'm gonna, you know what, just put a little green dot by that right now. There, green is usually bills. So that is the task list for the month. And then I started last night. We are going today, my mom is here. She's been here this week, so if I've kind of dropped off the face of the planet a bit, that's why I've been spending a lot of time with my mom. but I needed a list for today. She's staying at a resort locally that has an indoor water park, and we're taking all of the kids today and having my grandparents to the hotel for lunch and whatnot. So we are taking lunch, so I had to make my list of what to take. The kids' swim trunks that I needed to make sure they grabbed. I know the other ones have theirs, but Liam totally grew out of his, so I actually have to stop and get him another pair before we can go. And then these are just notes for this video. Actually, I wanted to make sure that I got everybody's links in that were applicable. And so that's my list. And then down here on a post-it note, I put in, this is stuff I know I have to do this week. This is normally stuff that would go on my weekly chart in my DIY fish pages, stuff that I need to get done sometime this week. So that is, I just stuck it there for now so I don't forget. And that is it. I'm just going to go bullet journal style with this. If I need more pages, I can add them in because I didn't bind it. I did number the pages like up to page 50, and then I thought, okay, Carrie, you don't know if you're going to go through that many pages yet. So that is it. I'm going to put my little post-it notes back. So show us how you guys are doing. Show us how you're setting up. Tell us what you think. If you think this is crazy freaking insane, let us know. It probably is crazy freaking insane. Any questions, any comments, make sure anything you post for a video, for pictures on Instagram or Twitter, anything you post on Facebook, anything you post on YouTube, that you give it the hashtag OneBookJuly2014, so that Claire has set up a playlist that they'll get automatically added to that playlist. I set the same thing up as well through YouTube, but I've never done that before, so I'm kind of keeping an eye on it to see if it's working or not. So if you posted a video somewhere and you think we didn't see it, by all means contact one of us and let us know and send us the link for it so that we can get it added to the playlist. Okay? You guys enjoy your day. I am going to go spend the day at the water park at the hotel with the kids, and I'm going to try to edit and post this using the hotel's Wi-Fi while Liam takes a nap later today in the hotel room. So let's all hope that there's good Wi-Fi. Okay, thanks guys. Bye-bye.